I think there is a crazy misconception about people who actually pursue their dreams and the anxiety and fear that they may have as they are doing so. A lot of times, when I look at people, I think that they are extremely brave. A lot of times, when people talk to me, they think that the things that I do are extremely brave. And while, yes, there is bravery that is embedded in my choices and my decisions, I never want to give off the impression that I don't be like scared as shit. Like scared. Okay. Like when I'm talking about that I make moves and I be so fearful, like I still just have to move anyway. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Marquita. I am a spiritual coach. I am an author, and I'm also the host of the Alchemy Soul podcast. So if you're interested in checking out any of my work, you can check the description below. I am currently on a 365-day long form content challenge. So if you resonate with anything that I say today, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. But I'm going to be back here every single day, friend, for the next year or so. So if you rocking with what I'm saying, please be sure to subscribe. It will really help me, and it goes a long, long way to have your support. I left the United States about 6 weeks ago. I decided that I wanted to just go ahead and put my heart and my soul into traveling. Um, I love traveling. I've always been a traveler. I first started my nomadic journey in 2020. In 2020, me and my partner at the time, we decided to take all of the money that we had made, including all the money that we got from our COVID relief, and we decided to travel the world. At that time, I fell in love with the journey, and of course, it made it all better to have somebody there with you, right? Um, 2020 happened, 2021, I got pregnant, and then I had my beautiful daughter. So that slowed the travel down. In 2023, I decided I'm not giving up on this. I want to continue the journey. I want to continue to pursue my dreams and live in my truth. Like it's something in me where I cannot live a traditional life. Like I can't live a conventional life. A traditional life where I work a steady 9 to 5 job and work and buy a house and build this home and this community and have this place where I have like this foundation in one place is not who I am, right? I know that, right? Like I know it just from knowing myself, and I know it just from knowing how I feel when I actually travel, right? So in 2023, I decided, I'm like, hey, I'm taking my daughter. She was 18 months old at the time, and we went to Thailand. It was with every intention. I sold everything, y'all. I sold everything. And it was with every intention for me to live in Thailand. I stayed in Thailand for 60 days. I said, hey, this is too much. I've put too much on myself. I have an 18-month-old daughter. I'm still postpartum. I'm still, learning how to be a mother. I'm still learning what this role looks like, and I don't have my support systems. I'm in a foreign land with foreign language, with foreign food, with foreign directions, with foreign everything. And while, yes, it was exhilarating to have made that accomplishment, and while, yes, it was very peaceful, right? It was very calm, but it wasn't calm at the same time. Like the energy of the Thai people are calm, but my experience and what I was experiencing was very chaotic. So I'm like, all right, boom. All right. 6 months, 60 days. I tested it out. I seen what I like. I seen what I didn't like. Let me go back closer to the United States and let me go back to my support system. So I took my daughter back to her dad. And then at that time, I went on my first I was solo. I mean, I had my 18-month-old daughter with me, so I was technically solo because she couldn't help me do anything, but I went on my real first solo experience to Medellin, Colombia in 2023. I stayed for an additional 60 days there, and my daughter stayed with her dad. During that time, I went through so many emotions. I went through so many things. I met some amazing people at that time as well. And I remember saying to myself, I went around and I looked at some apartments. I was like, I am going to live here, right? I'm like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to get myself together and I'm going to come back and move back here. I thought it would have happened like a lot quicker, right? Like I thought that it was for me to go back a lot quicker. And if I would have went back a lot quicker, maybe things would have worked out. Who knows? I don't know. But so that happened in 2023. And so 2023 in Medellin, Colombia, it was it was what the experience was. Like at that time, somebody did break into my Airbnb while I was there. That should have been my first sign that that place wasn't in alignment with me. But I had such an amazing time at that time where I was like, I don't know. Like, at that time, I didn't want the break-in to traumatize me. So I instantly started reprogramming my mind to not make myself feel like a victim. I didn't want that experience to become such a traumatic experience where I had PTSD, right? Um, because I knew that I wanted to be like this world traveler. I knew that I wanted to have these experiences. So after the 60 days, I left. I came back home. I was trying to figure things out. Things were not moving as quiet as fast as I thought. And I got scared. I'm gonna be honest, like I really got scared. I'm pretty sure that it was a point in time where I could have just gone straight back. However, there was so much weighing on me, right? So it's the new role of being a mother, the new role of what does that even look like? And am I actually supposed to live up to what I think it's supposed to look like? Like what does it look like? I didn't know what it meant for me to be a mother because I'm not your I'm just not your everyday person, and mm, I don't believe in having to adopt the traditional ways of how you have seen things in order to in order to make that your reality. Like how I seen things growing up, I'd never have believed that I had to do it that way. I've always believed that I can do it in the way that centers me and still honors me and my journey while also making sure that it is a journey and experience that I am being an amazing, right? An amazing guide to my daughter as well, right? Because I'm just a guide for her. I'm a guide. This role is mother, but the role itself is I am a guide for her. And so I, at that time, hit a rock bottom. Like, I feel like during that time, I was going through like this dark night of the soul. Like, there was this like awakening, it felt like the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? Like, literally burned it all down. And I was like literally like birthing this version of myself. And it's so funny now that I'm thinking about it because we think that, so when we give birth, of course, we are birthing ourselves. We are rebirthing ourselves, right? It's just not, I'm giving birth to this human, but I'm also giving birth to a new woman, right? And so with me giving birth to myself again, it didn't happen as soon. Oh, it probably did, but I wasn't becoming aware of it until I was going through all of these things after I completely burned down my entire life and sold everything and decided that I was going to move to Thailand. So after I came back, I went through like a very chaotic time. Like I was just very depressed. Like I was very, very, very depressed. I didn't feel safe with myself. I didn't feel safe with my daughter. Like from 2023 all the way up until probably like the end of spring. So I would say 2023. So I came back after my birthday in September. So fall 2023, all the way up until the end of spring, maybe mid-spring 2024, I was going through like this very depressing state. And so then I was at some point, I was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And then I just went down like this road of like trying to figure out where I wanted to live, where I wanted to be. And it came to a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I am done. I surrender. Like I had to be like, I don't have nothing in me anymore to like navigate this or manage this situation, baby. My team, God, ancestors, like y'all got it. And so at that point, I remember I spent one night sleeping in my car. And I remember telling God, I was like, listen, baby, this ain't me. This is not my journey. This is not my walk. I know that I can be more, I can do more, I can experience more, right? I was like, y'all need to get it together. That's how I be talking to my team. Y'all need to get it together because ain't no way that I should be experiencing the things that I'm experiencing that one night. The next day, it just, I don't know, it was like a revelation of like remembering you have these skills, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. And so I updated my Rover profile. If you all are not familiar with what Rover is, um, if you all are not familiar with what Rover is an app where you can house it, pets it. You can host pets in your home, you can do dog walks, you could do all of that. And I had already done it before. I just had stopped when I started traveling, right? So I updated my profile, updated my calendar. The same day, y'all, I got a person who needed an emergency last minute sit. And that just kicked it off. They kicked it off. It kicked it off where it was like, I spent months staying in other people's homes while taking care of their pets, and I was getting paid to do it. And that was fine because I love pet sitting. I love animals. I love dogs specifically, but I do really do like love all pets. So me and my daughter, we did that for a good portion of my life. And I thoroughly appreciated it. And during that time, I worked on, licensure. I worked on what I needed to do in order to be better and be in better positions. And so then shortly after, I got this contract. Like it was a big contract. I didn't realize how big it was going to be. But I'm signed up for this company and they do like they give you travel assignments, but also they give you for me, I do the strikes. I like doing the strikes. And so there was a strike and a strike came up. And so when you're thinking about strike money, baby, that strike money be plentiful. And I didn't know at the time that the strike was an open-ended strike. And so I'm talking about I was getting paid like money, like, and I was working this strike. I ended up at the end of it, at the end, I didn't stay until the end, right? I ended up quitting because for me, for me, I'm not a traditional worker and I know it and I know my limits and I know how far I can go. So I ended up quitting at some point, but I had made enough money like to have paid off my car. I had like a whole year worth of savings saved up. So in 2025, I didn't work at all. I didn't work at all. I think I might have had few clients, but as I was doing therapy during that time, I realized that I didn't want to do therapy, right? I realized that I had a bias towards what I felt therapy was, and I had a bias towards the clients that I felt that I was attracting. And so I stopped. I was like, I don't want to do this. And what happened was, I was like, I don't want to work in this social work arena and field anymore. And so what I did was I did a burning ceremony, I did a burning ceremony for my social work career. I was like, I don't want this anymore. And of course, if you burn something and you clear space in one area, you are making room for something else to be burned. So at that point, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was like brewing. So at the end of 2025, I can't believe I'm telling you all this. So at the end of 2025, I end up moving to California because I was like, I want to move to California. Let's see what opportunities are there. That's why I'm telling y'all, like, I'm a traveler. I just be going with the wind. Um, but I'm like, okay, let's go over here. So I ended up getting there and I ended up getting a contract, social work, working in the hospital after not having worked traditional, right? Like, and when I say traditional, I mean in the sense of like the roles that I had taken were contract. Well, that was a contract as well, but that was like the roles that I had before allowed me to have more freedom over my time and over my how I showed up. This role was like a traditional contract. It was a contract for 6 months, and I would have had to work 9 to 5, like that kind of position. It was in a hospital. And so I got there and I was ready, willing to work, to learn, to understand. And they fired me 2 weeks later. And Spirit was like, girl, didn't you do a burning ceremony? Spirit was like, girl, you did a burning ceremony for this career. What did you think was gonna happen? But it was a ton of lessons that come with that. There was a reason why I had to be there. There was a reason why it was me that had to be in that field. It was a lot of discrimination and injustice going on with the Black women, Black and brown women happening in that office. And it was me who had to come in and shift and change the environment. And as a result, the woman, she was, let go from the position. And so I was like, okay, Spirit, you got me going through this, you got me going through that. Okay, cool. Like, okay, cool. Like, I accept it, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm on a journey where I'm like, I'm traveling the world. I left 6 weeks ago. I went to Medellin, Colombia. I remember for the first 5 days, I didn't leave out of the house. And that was fear, you know? And now I'm in another place. I'm in Ecuador. I'm gonna just let you all know that. I arrived to Ecuador yesterday and I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of a number of things, right? Like, I'm not only afraid of, I guess, being robbed or, but I don't know how to, I wouldn't say that I'm specifically afraid of being robbed. I'm just afraid to go out into a world and into an environment where I am a foreigner. But I'm going to get through it, right? The reason why I'm telling you all this is because I'm acting and I'm doing things in spite of me being afraid. And I do it a lot. When I first started this, I was scared. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to uphold it. And I'm proud of myself because so far I have been able to, right? That doesn't mean that there might be moments along the journey where I'm really like really struggling, but I am human, right? And I have fears just like the next person. I listened to the Keke Palmer and Oprah um episode, which was Chef's Kiss. It was so freaking good when I was talking about gems on top of gems on top of gems. But one of the lessons, that they spoke about was how Oprah said, it never occurred to me that I could not do the things that I wanted to do, right? Because Kiki asked her, like, how, as a Black woman, how has that impacted your journey and the things that have unfolded? I don't know the exact question, but she said it never occurred to her. And it was never a limitation in her mind that she could not accomplish what she wants to accomplish. And you want to know why? It's because she's so filled in faith, right? She's so in tuned spiritually, in alignment with God that, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't accomplish something? What do you mean I can't do that? What do you mean? Right? Even in the face of adversity, even despite being fearful, even in spite of having doubt, even in spite of being insecure, no matter what, baby, I know. Right? Like, no, there's some things going on with me right now where I'm just like, I don't know, like I don't know, but I know. And it's mostly having to do with like my career and the direction that it's taking. I said that I wasn't gonna cry because I've been crying on all these episodes. Um, but it's mostly having to do with the direction of my career, right? I want so much for myself. And I feel that I have so much to say and to give, and my voice is so powerful. I want it to be known. I want to be known. I want to be recognized. Um, and it's not from a place of like ego, right? It's from a place of deserving, like worthiness. I deserve it. It's from a place of you deserve it. It's from a place of my heart is so filled with spirit. Like it's just, I don't even know what to say. It's just like, like I have so much to give. I said I wasn't gonna cry, right? But where I am right now in my journey is that I feel like I'm running, and I'm getting nowhere. And I know it's not the case, right? Like, I know that that is like a trick that my mind is playing on me. Oprah talked about, how she likes hiking. I like hiking as well. And she talked about not focusing on how far you have to go, but looking back over how far you have come and what you have accomplished so far is so important. Like, it's so important. for me anyway, because when you have like this dream and this vision so big, you just don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't want to know either. Like, I don't want to know. But I do know at the same time, it's like I know that eventually I will get to where I want to be. I know that I will get to where I want to be. And I'm grateful because I feel that I have been chosen to be such an inspiration and to be such an important light in so many people's lives. But I'm tired, right? Like I'm not tired, like in the sense of like I can't show up every day. I'm tired in the sense of I feel that my work and my effort is not being recognized. And I might need to reflect on that, right? Like I might really just need to reflect on that perspective, right? Because what? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean that I just left the country and I get to travel the world and I get to bring my daughter along with me and she gets to experience these things? And what do you mean? Like, yeah, like that's a blessing. Huge, huge. For one to even have the mindset to be able to do that, right? Like that is a blessing, right? Um, to be able to bring my daughter with me and to show her and to teach her this is how you, right? Like this is how you navigate. This is how you do. One thing for sure, two things for certain. When my daughter comes with me, because she's with her dad right now, but when she does come, baby, she is not gonna let me sit in the house. And so that's a blessing, right? Because she wants to go and she wants to explore because she is her mother's child. The point of this whole message, right? I'm a tired of, because I can't talk. I'm a tired of. You can make moves and be scared. You can be in motion, making moves and be scared, right? That is courage. That is what courage is. You know your intention, you know your goal, you know where you want to be. Keep moving. Keep moving in motion. Like this is it's happening, right? There's never going to be it happened. It is happening until it's over. But as I am doing it, right? Like I'm doing it. I am it is happening. I just want to acknowledge like it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be fearful, right? For whatever reason, wherever it's coming from. But don't let fear be the driving force for the reality. Because if you allow fear to be the driving force, then at some point you're gonna stop. And then stopping is not an option, right? Like stopping is not an option. Like you have to continue to show up for you, for your dreams, for your goals, for your desires, for us as well, right? Is a collective co-create. This is a collective experience, a co-creative reality. Each one teach one. We need each other. Okay. That's all I got for y'all. I hope that y'all enjoyed that message. If you resonated with anything that I said today, please be sure to leave it in the comments. I will see you all back here again tomorrow. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.